fighters dead ahead. Scatter.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jay's Retro Reactions. First of all, guys, I'd like to wish you a happy Christmas, even if it's a bit late, and a happy New Year. Best to you and your families and your friends and your loved ones for the forthcoming year. I hope it all goes great for you. Unfortunately, I myself was ill over Christmas and most of the New Year. I went down with COVID for the second Christmas in a row. It's the kind of liability of being married to a nurse, unfortunately. And because I have asthma, it hits me quite hard. So yeah, I was quite sick there for a while. Still not 100% to be honest, but at least I'm fit enough now to do some recordings again. And today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 5 of Buck Rogers, which is called The Return of the Fighting 69th, which I presume is some reference to that American Irish regiment, the Fighting Irish, which is the 69th, I believe based out in New York. Correct me if I'm wrong, I couldn't swear to it. I just remember hearing of that regiment in the past with its Irish links. I think they come over here on St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that. Anyway, know nothing about this episode at all. Do not remember it in the slightest from when I was a kid, so I'm really interested to see what it's like. And I did read actually that Buck Rogers really drops off in Season 2, and the reason for that I recently found out because I watched a video on Erin where her career ended up. And it turns out that there was a big writer strike between Season 1 and Season 2, which meant there was almost a 2-year delay between both seasons. And that the showrunner changed, and then the showrunner had new ideas, and then there was lots of new ideas thrown in by the writers, which included the disastrous decision to get rid of the princess from Season 1, and there was even talk of getting rid of Wilma, but luckily Gil Gerard said he would resign if Wilma or Erin didn't come back to the show. So they had to bring her back. So yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't remember anything about Season 2 as a kid, but look, we'll go through it anyway just to see what it's like. But after watching that video that I watched, it sounds pretty disastrous. But anyway, enough of me talking, as I always say. Let's get on with the show, guys.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring.
Very ominous music hovering over Earth here.
Where are they getting all that speed?
Maybe they know who's after them.
Wesley, Clayton, clam up, will you?
What's a clam?
Everyone in the 25th century still struggling with Buck's 20th century slang. 18th century? Come on, Jason.
They have no business being out here.
But it's easier for us to go after that freighter than it is for Dr. Hewer to scramble pilots on the ground.
Yes, because Dr. Hewer is useless, as we've established over and over again.
They're headed for Necrosis 4.
They're going inside that asteroid belt?
Affirmative, and if we don't catch up to them now, we never will.
So who are they hunting, Draconians or pirates?
I'm going after them. I'm with you.
We followed the freighter into the asteroids.
Let me know in the comments, guys, which since you're using all the old Battlestar Galactica stuff to create the effects here, which fighter do you prefer, the Colonial fighter or the Starfighter in Buck Rogers? I would say, personally, I would prefer the uniform and Colonial Starfighter from Battlestar Galactica.
Clayton, Wesley, fall back!
What do we do now?
We go home.
Great, so they just lost their comrade and give up and go home? Who's this? Another member of Buck's harem? Member number 3? What you holding in her hand? A magic 8-ball? A giant marble? A crystal ball? It's a marble. No, it's a crystal ball. I'm wrong on both counts. It's a photo orb.
What are you doing, Alicia? 5 years I've owned you, and you always seem to be dreaming with your eyes wide open.
Ah, she's a slave girl. Again, the second time we see slavery in this Buck Rogers Season 1.
Well, don't just stand there. Brush.
The hell is up with her hand? It's made of old gun cartridges. Shell casings, I should say.
Yes.
Commander Corliss is back with the freighter from Earth.
Thank you.
I have noticed about slavery in Buck Rogers that it's all young, hot white women, right? So that seems to be a bit of a change from some of the slavery of the past anyway. Ah, she's got a shell casing hand and her husband has got a shell casing head.
Hewer did send 4 starfighters after me, but they were destroyed when they tried to penetrate the asteroids.
So he's a smuggler crime lord, this guy, and he's handy missus.
It's been 3 years since Wilma Deering's squadron tried to destroy us. 3 years.
Ah, so Wilma was responsible for the cosmetic surgery on the two. Nice job, Wilma.
I dream about that cabin fire every night.
As do I.
What I'm really shocked at is the dude's eye. I mean, 500 years into the future, we can travel through space, travel through wormholes, and we can't do artificial eyes better than we can do today.
Within 3 days, all the people on Earth will die.
Ah, this guy's gonna do a nerve gas attack, wipe out the Earth. Like, what was that group in Japan? Shoko Aram or something like that. It's probably wrong, that name, but in the 90s, they put sarin gas down the Japanese Tokyo subways.
20th century weapons, where'd they come from? From an arsenal, discovered near the ruins of the country's ancient capital, Washington, D.C.
Great, so the archaeological discoveries of the future are 20th century biological and chemical weapons. Okay.
That freighter was headed towards Necrosis 4, which means Corliss and Trent are probably responsible.
And the asteroid or planet which the two disfigured people live on is called Necrosis 4. Apt name, necrotic tissue.
That nerve gas isn't just a threat. They'll use it. Because of me.
Okay, so they're going to wipe out the whole Earth just to get one person, which is our dear Wilma.
So how do we penetrate that asteroid belt without ending up the same way Clayton and Westlake did? Noah Cooper.
But he's retired.
So they have to bring some old retired dudes out because no one else knows that asteroid system. So what happened to all their computer-guided systems that they were using before? As Buck just got rid of them all, ripped them all out of every ship?
When it comes to Noah Cooper, well, she just didn't think very clearly.
It's her dad, I bet you.
Noah got old. Last year, she had to give them their annual physical fitness test, and she had to fail them.
So it's not her dad, just a friend of her dad, but she fired them all for age. Age discrimination, how bad?
Everything's copacetic.
Copa what?
Forget it.
Copacetic, great. Tweaky's picking up all the 20th century slang, making himself incomprehensible to Dr. Theo at all times. Smart move, because Dr. Theo treats you like a slave, Tweaky.
Hi, Plato.
Some lovely 70s aliens here, similar to the ones we would have seen in Battlestar Galactica as well.
Noah's just too old to go into space again.
Even in the 25th century, they still throw people in the scrap heap because of their age.
That's it, Buck. Call them out on their age discrimination, mate.
Well, what, no hug? Since when did you greet me without a hug?
This guy, I know this guy. I don't know the actor's name, but I know his face. Was he the guy that was in the Mission Impossible TV series in the 80s? They used to play or give the tape which said this tape will destruct after playing or something like that. It was him, wasn't it? That's another TV series to add to the retro list, by the way.
I don't like parties and I don't like presents, and most of all, I don't like being reminded of how old I am. But thanks.
I don't recognize any of the rest of the actors, but if anyone knows who they are, please let me know in the comments.
Oh, I'm Captain Buck Rogers. It's nice to meet all of you.
And of course, you all know Colonel Deering.
Well, she's going to be welcome, isn't she, if she fired them all?
My peripheral vision is shot. Remember, Colonel?
Yeah, he just showed you, Wilma, dear.
You're not really going to penalize all of Earth for what Wilma did in the line of duty, are you?
Yes, they are. I must say their emblem is pretty crap.
All right, we'll do it. And when I say we, I mean all of us, the Fighting 69th.
They didn't even ask the others, you just dragged them in.
We can be attacking Necrosis 4 in 2 days. After which, we will all want our Silver Eagles back.
Clever. Mikasa Sukasa. Or quid pro quo. Sorry, not Mikasa Sukasa. What am I? That's the COVID, right?
That's the deal. Either I lead my old squadron through those asteroids, or I lead nobody at all.
I ain't got a choice, Wilma. The whole of Earth is at risk because they want to get you. So they're going to kill everyone else because of you. Just looking at the asteroid and the way they build it, I used to build stuff like that when I was a kid. I bought a book on how to do special effects, like creating a nuclear fireball using cotton wool and putting a plastic soldier in front of it and then taking a photograph, stuff like that. But yeah, I used to build that out of old egg boxes and paper mache. Simple.
If they can't stop us now. It's only a matter of time before the Earth is destroyed.
Methinks the slave girl is going to turn traitor on these people, given they treat her so kindly.
Why, Alicia!
That lady's got some smack with that old shell casing hand.
Do you still want to go with us, Buck?
Sure. Look, a bad dress rehearsal's always a good sign. Take it from me, I know.
Why is Buck wearing the rainbow flag? And the same with the old guy. Is there something about Buck maybe we didn't realise? Is he using that harem as a cover? Who knows? Fairness, he did have the princess hit on him, and he didn't do anything. He has had Wilma kind of make moves, and he hasn't done anything, so maybe. Still doesn't explain why the old dude is wearing it as well.
You love that old man. When you're so afraid he's going to get hurt, it's clouding your judgment.
That's telling you, Wilma, and in fairness, I think Buck is probably right here.
He was insane.
No. He's desperate.
Again, I don't get this, right? Dr. Hura keeps talking about the Earth defense system, but yet we've seen on 2 occasions in Planet of the Slave Girls and here again where just rogue groups with less than 100 ships can totally take out Earth. So why haven't the Draconians just stomped Earth ages ago and everyone around them? Because Earth's defense system sounds like a pretty pathetic piece of crap, to be honest.
I'm sorry, am I interrupting you? Well, what do we have here?
She wasn't hiding it very well, was she? She was taking it out at every opportunity, including when you were just over there. Twice.
Watch what's going to happen to your world. Watch.
I do recognise, I think, the lady with the shell casing. It's like a face I've seen before, but again, I can't place her name, or I can't place where I've seen her.
I wish you all the very best of luck. You all know how important this mission is, so there's very little left for me to say.
Oh no, not you wishing you luck. That's the last thing you want. Every time he wishes you luck, it's a disaster.
Doesn't Wilma know we're taking off tonight?
Yes, but she's been keeping pretty much to herself these days.
Yeah, I would have thought Wilma would have gone along if she loves Buck and she loves this old dude. Ah, see, here she is. I knew it.
Dead set against your leading this mission off because I didn't want to find out what it would be like not to have you around.
Ah, there we go. How sweet. I'm not big on emotional and stuff, so don't expect me to cry or go or any of that stuff. You ain't gonna see it. Except when I'm drunk. In Ireland, we have a rule when if you're drunk, it doesn't count. Oh, and the other thing I learned in that special effects book when I was a kid was to make space. You basically just paint a big piece of cardboard black and you prick pinholes in it, and then you put a strong light behind it, then snap. And if you can dangle little pieces of paper mache to do asteroids and paint kind of round balls of paper mache to make planets and stuff, take your photograph. It was actually, as I said, an intro. I lived in the country in the middle of nowhere. We had literally 2 channels on TV. My nearest neighbour was over half a mile away, and yeah, I was bored a lot of the time, so I borrowed books from the library to learn to do stuff like that.
All right, here comes the tough part, kids. Getting through this is going to make that bombing run seem easy. Now stay close behind me.
Again, what happened to the navigation systems, the computers that Buck was always ripping out and turning off in every other episode?
Enemy craft approaching. They're moving through the asteroids.
The attack force from Earth. Yeah, there are only 3 of them.
Again, Earth's defense system sounds terrible. 3 ships to take out an asteroid belt planet base that's threatening to wipe out the entire Earth's population.
Okay, start breathing again, everyone.
Yeah, start breathing. We have to play Pong again. Or Asteroids. Remember, if anyone's old enough to remember those games in the arcade? Well, Pong was actually the home console, the very first one I owned, actually. Still have it, still works, by the way.
Who's old? I'm not old.
Some fighting the old gal, yeah, as they say.
Low-level bombers. They're ancient, but they could conceivably fly in below our pulsar screens.
His future technology is so crap on every level that all the old stuff works better. Nerve gas in the 20th century, old star fighters. Will was getting banged around a little bit there.
Buck, we're losing control!
All right, hang on.
They're going to crash land, of course. They have to meet with the bad guys and rescue the slave girl.
Okay, all systems are turning to green.
Oh no, they didn't.
You will surrender at once or be destroyed. Proceed to Vector 9.
Hear that, Noah? They've been captured.
One thing I did learn actually on that video I watched about Erin Gray, that the filming for her on season 1 was so grueling that she was actually exhausted by the end of it. She had given birth just before filming started for season 1, and she lived over an hour away, and filming took between 12 to 14 hours each day plus an hour's commute each way, so you're looking at what, between 14 and 16 hours a day? Doing that for, I think they filmed the first season over 8 months. Pretty tough, to be honest.
You wanted to speak with me, Dr. Hewer?
Yes, come in, please.
You'd better put me on the desk, Tweaky. I have a feeling I'm going to be here a while.
I told you, Dr. Theo does everything for Dr. Hero. He's going to sort out all these problems for him now.
They lost Colonel Deering and Buck. Major Cooper feels they're being held on the base.
But then they're not lost, are they? They're just captured. Hewer, you're a doctor. At least get your language right, mate.
I expected to have this chat right after Major Cooper and the others took off. You did call me in to discuss our alternatives, should their mission fail.
So even Dr. Theo was expecting Hewer to let his plan to fall apart and need his help. Not surprising.
There's no harm in hoping that they'd be successful, is there?
That's not quite true.
Exactly.
He'll send his ships individually. The odds are that one will come close enough to our atmosphere to poison it.
I don't think Dr. Hewer 20th century nerve gas weapons were powerful enough for one canister to poison the entire atmosphere. I'm open to correction on that, but as far as I'm aware, that was not the case.
I was referring to the fact that we can and must take steps to see that Earth's leadership survives.
Yes, I know.
Here's Hewer making the wrong choice again. Look.
You and I must decide which of Earth's population will live and which will die.
I agree, Tweaky. Biddy, Dr. Hewer. That's all I hear from you as well.
What was that all about?
He was upset that we're assuming that Captain Rogers is never coming back.
Why is he never coming back? He's just been captured, lads. And the other troops are still flying around up there. Relax. And why were you only planning for the safety of the human population while the attack was in progress? Why wasn't this plan made as soon as you found out about the nerve gas? Hewer is incompetent, I say it every episode. Fire him. Let's put Dr. Theo in charge. I like how they have all the good guys dressed in white and all the bad guys are dressed in black in this episode, just in case we weren't aware who was good and who was bad.
I'm sure you've heard how eager we've been to thank you.
How Wilma's acting. Sorry, girl. It ain't the best there. It's like, Again, it kind of sounded like she was in a softcore porn movie.
Who's your friend, Colonel?
Buck Rogers.
Yeah, as if Buck is stupid enough to shake your hand after that. Oh, he is. What's he gonna do? Try and out handshake her? No, he's gonna go with flattery. Buck style.
Have you ever been in a fire, Rogers? Or should I say, have you ever been on fire?
Just for your wife, mate, that's all I can say. I've been on fire for her since I met her just now. That'd piss him off.
How you're going to wish we had surrendered, Colonel Deering. Alicia, bring me the torch.
What, she's gonna burn Wilma with a flame torch, kitchen torch thing?
Now that you've captured me, you have no reason to harm anyone else. And give up any idea you might have had of attacking Earth.
Exactly, you've got who you wanted. No point destroying Earth now.
If the possibility of us murdering innocent people upsets you, Colonel, all the better.
So you're just homicidal and genocidal maniacs for the sake of it, really.
Those weapons were outlawed precisely because they were dangerous.
So the slave girl is deaf and Buck knows sign language. Interesting.
Whether you admit it or not, you deserved exactly what you got.
Alicia, what are you doing?
He's giving you the finger, woman.
He's talking.
She can't talk. She doesn't have the mind for it.
It's okay.
I'm going to go back to something I said before. I think it was in the first episode. You look at all the hoo-ha there is about putting people of colour, blah, 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 women in roles, pivotal roles and all this stuff. If you look at the show in the 70s, we've had people of colour in character roles, we've had disabled people, we've had women in strong roles. Stick to the story writing and stop trying to put politics. You'll get a much better story and a much better outcome. Just so annoying. So she's got a flamethrower handpiece.
Roxanne managed to pull me out finally. You can see for yourself at what price.
Yeah, you just got a piece of sheet metal and a dodgy kind of lens stuck across her face.
No, look, let Buck go. Do whatever you like to me, I don't care.
See? And even in the 70s, they had the woman being the hero.
Keep your hands to yourself, woman. You've got better things to do with them.
A not so subtle hint from Buck there that something's going to happen that he arranged with the slave girl.
Commander, there's movement within the asteroids.
That fighting scene wasn't great, to be honest.
Commander, the Terran's first attack left us with only 4 ships to spare.
So if they only had like 8 ships, how again can Earth's defense system not cope with that?
Take them to the holding room.
I want to know what Buck told. I don't do sign language, so if anyone knows sign language, please tell me it was actually accurate. I know there's American sign language and British sign language and European sign language, but please, if anyone knows, let me know if that was accurate. And what did Buck say?
Damn it, you all love her too.
Of course we do, Noah.
Yeah, but we got work to do.
I was just thinking that, actually, if they're Marines, they're not just pilots. They're supposed to be land and be shock troops, no? So go in and assault the base.
Sorry I got you into this.
Well, that's all right. Never a dull moment with you, Wilma. That's why I keep you around.
See, that's that old Buck charm again with Wilma there.
Don't worry, we'll get out of this. If you buy that, I've got a nice corner lot for you in Anarchy.
She even laughs at your jokes, Buck. Come on. Just make the move. Get it on with Wilma. Ditch Tangy and the other lady you brought back last time.
Don't look now, but I think we've got a visitor.
I'm telling you, Buck's gonna end up bringing this girl back if her family's gone, back to the harem as well with Joelle and Tangy. Every episode he's picking up a woman. It's like ridiculous. He's putting the Sultan of 16th century Turkey to shame.
She's gonna help us. We're to try to distract the guards and stay as close to the entryway as possible.
That could be arranged.
And in case the harem doesn't work out, he's still got Wilma on the chain. Plus he's got the princess as well. Buck is not short of options. I'm jealous, man.
I sure like men in uniforms.
It's true, she does.
Don't tell me he's gonna fall for this crap.
When do you get off duty? I'm talking to all 3 of you, you know.
Well, Wilma's going for a foursome here. Her and 3 guys. If Wilma said it to me on my own, I'd be going, okay, even if you're in prison, I'm interested just because of the way you look, the way you sound. But yeah, I ain't going with my 2 mates, no.
Looks like one of their sleds have been damaged. I'm going after it.
Come on, Mr. Mission Impossible. This is an impossible mission. You're designed for this. Okay, so you're not really Marines, you're a bomber squad.
Long and low, that's our approach. Once you're there, just let them drop.
Do you really have to tell experienced pilots like this that once you're there, let the bombs drop? If you do, I can understand why Wilma fired you guys.
Order the hangar crew to remove the gas missiles from one of the fighters and prepare it for immediate launch.
Oh, well, here's Wilma bucking the slave girl to bloody sort you out. You ain't escaping from this girl.
Both of you, come with me.
She's so stupid, she didn't even recognize it was the prisoners.
Tell them to let them go. I have no qualms about pulling this trigger.
See, Buck, you shouldn't give kindness. If you're going to threaten to shoot, shoot. And again, these pulsar lasers seem to be an entire waste of time. They always seem to have a gap under which you can fly. Even in World War II, they had bloody those blimps with the strong wired feathers that would cut off the wings of planes if they could fly under the AA umbrella. So, again, in the future, it seems to have regressed.
You fool! That's a nation's signaling device.
What's that? An old-fashioned machine gun? 50 cal. No problem for Buck to pick up and fire a 50 cal just like that. At least wrap the belt around your neck, Buck.
Second enemy bomber approaching.
We're trapped in here.
In the modern Battlestar Galactica, wasn't there post-series finale, there was 2 movies made, one of them called The Plan or something, and wasn't it the same idea that the Battlestar flew in under all the radar and lasers to get into, what was his name? The priest dude, Gavel, something like that, into his base? Again, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they stole it from this, is the point I'm trying to make. Rather than stole, homage is probably the better word to use.
Hey, keep it down out there.
Dizzy D! Colonel Deary!
And friends.
And friends, of course. It's me, Buck. I've got another girl for the harem. Every episode, man. It's like the Rohypnol, except we haven't seen Rohypnol at all in this episode. I'm disappointed.
Come in, Major Cooper. No, why don't you answer me?
You're gone.
Noah took one for the team. He's a lost hero.
Welcome. Welcome home.
Here, you incompetent fool. My plan didn't work out, but welcome.
Well, who's this we have here?
Oh, Doc, this is Alicia. We picked her up on the way back.
She'd be staying in my apartment, Doc, with Tanji and Joelle.
Silver Eagles.
So the remainder get their wings back, which is what they wanted. And to be honest, losing one ship when the whole of Earth's defense system couldn't handle what the few ships went out to take on is not a bad result.
Ready approach on Tube 101.
What's coming in at this hour?
69th Squadron.
Ah, Noah and the twins are alive.
Noah?
Where'd he come from?
Came from the asteroid base, mate. You're just there. Don't tell me this guy is senile.
Thank you.
Cheers. Again, all with the rainbow flag on the arm. Is that where the rainbow movement got the emblem from?
Hey, you want to dance, Wilma?
Thank you, no, Tweaky.
Nuts.
Tweaky's got some moxie on him. I like him. Ever since he nearly got raped in the very first episode, he's been making moves on all the kind of ladies that have come in since. Like, he was all over Joelle the last time. God knows what the hell went on there.
And where's Buck? He's late for his own party.
I think he's trying to find Alicia's parents.
Ah, Buck, fair play to you. You brought her back to her family, so you're not going to keep her in the harem. But I do like how you kept your 70s disco suit, man. And still going to wear it 500 years into the future. The only thing he's missing is the medallion to go with the hairy chest, like.
Alicia's scheduled for electronic surgery next month. A little retraining, she'll be able to hear in no time at all.
That's nice.
Even Tweaky surprised.
Say, big fella, would you like to dance?
Sure, why not?
Great. Tweaky, I just found you a dance partner.
Buck, can I lead?
Nice one, Wilma. Looks like Buck's gonna end up taking Tweaky's virginity. Hence the rainbow flag. Anyway, guys, what can I say? Well, I really enjoyed that episode. It was a good laugh. It was nice to see the old actor from Mission Impossible, the TV series from the 80s, which I watched religiously. I do remember him from that. I don't remember the actor's name. And as I said, I did recognize the evil lady's face, but again, I wouldn't know from where. So again, if anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Again, typically there's a few plot holes, but look, I'm not going to bother about those. It was enjoyable. It was a good laugh. I already went on my little rant about how all the things people claim about barriers for women and barriers for people of colour, etc. Look, we can see barriers for disabled people. We can see all of that stuff was already happening in the 70s. Get back to writing stories, people, right? Hire the best actor, no matter what they are, right? That's the answer. Easy, right? Don't bloody force it on us. But anyway, most of you are probably in agreement with that anyway. That's why you're like watching these old shows with me. What else did I think about that episode? Yeah, it was kind of good to kind of get Wilma's backstory, a little bit about her, how her nickname was Dizzy D, how she kind of came into the Earth's Defense Forces, that she was through her father, who was part of that 69th Squadron, so obviously Ren in the family, and then Noah Cooper was her instructor. It was nice to finally get some Wilma backstory, because we haven't really had that before. Again, what can I say? Dr. Hewer, I've said it many times throughout commentary now, he's a fool. I don't know how he's in power. He's literally... He has blackmail on someone or something. But yeah, nude photos or something, right? Because every episode, I have no idea what to do, guys. But good luck. Mid-plan. Did you plan for this, Dr. Hewer? Like saving all of humanity in event this plan doesn't work? No. But Dr. Theo will do it, and I'll do it with him now. Okay, so again, Dr. Theo does everything for you. Anyway, I don't really have any other thoughts on that. Rating wise, I'd probably give this episode actually a 7.5. It's one of the ones I enjoyed more than, say, the others. Not that the others are bad, I just enjoyed this one better for some reason. That's just my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments, guys. I'm really actually looking forward to the next episode. It's called Unchained Woman. And the reason I'm looking forward to it is there's a very young Jamie Lee Curtis in it. And I always found Jamie Lee Curtis rather attractive when I was young. She was called a body for a reason. I know some people don't. That's fine. She's not your type. That's all well and good. But she always was mine. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. So enough of me talking again, guys. All I have to say is I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Please like, subscribe, comment and share, right? 97% of my audience aren't subscribed, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. Come on. If you want to see the full unedited reactions, please check out my Patreon. The link is in the video description, and I'll also pin a link in the comment section. Costs nothing for the first 7 days. Check it out. If you don't like it, cancel. That's all you have to do, right? And you can even cancel when you join, and then uncancel if you want to stay. There's other stuff on there as well, such as exclusive reactions to Band of Brothers currently, and following Band of Brothers, the next one that was voted for was Modern Battlestar Galactica. I'll be doing Retro Battlestar Galactica on the main channel. But yeah, check it out, it helps a lot, guys. And yeah, all I can say is that's all for now, folks. See you next time. Thanks for joining me. God bless you, God bless your family, and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.